Making this announcement in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Article 1975, laws of the state of New Jersey. Borough Clerk is prepared to schedule the meetings of the governing body of the Borough of Kenilworth for the year 2023. Borough Clerk has posted a true copy of the schedule on the bulletin board located at the front entrance of Borough Hall, and has mailed true copies of the schedule to the local source, the Star Ledger, and the Home News Tribune, and is maintaining a copy of this schedule in her office during the year 2023. Accordingly, the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied in regard to this meeting. Please stand for the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Finestrella.
Here.
Councilman Moore. Councilman Pence. Councilman Puglisi.
Here.
Councilman Scurries.
Here.
Councilman Zimmerman. Mayor Carlos.
Here. Is there a motion to accept and approve the minutes for the work session of October 4, 2023, council meeting September 20th, 2023, and October 4, 2023?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi.
Here.
Councilman Scurries.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to remind everyone that Carve It Out Kenilworth will be Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the VFW. It will be inside. Please bring your card creation like you have in the past, and it should be a lot of fun. Hope to see everyone there. And also, St. Teresa's Food Pantry is desperate for food and donations. The holidays are coming. They make a lot of baskets for Thanksgiving. They're really low on items, specifically those type of items that they would put in those baskets, stuffing, vegetables and whatnot, cranberry sauce. So if anyone find it in their heart to make a donation, you can drop them off at the rectory. You can also drop them off at the rec center and also at the food pantry at St. Teresa's. Thank you. Finance report, Councilman Puglisi.
Thank you. I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Department of Public Works, Councilman Finestrella.
Thank you, Mayor. The Department of Public Works operations update for the month of September highlights were that 228 tons of municipal solid waste was collected for a cost of $17,060. Collection of and transport 125 yards of vegetation waste for a total of $2,812. They collected and transported 60 yards of wood chips for a total cost of $750. They collected, transported 30 yards of tree parts for a total of $735. There was a collection of 70 tons of recycling for a total cost of $6,474. They responded to one emergency on call for a sewer emergency for a total of 2.25 hours. They responded to another emergency on call for a tree emergency for a total of 6 hours. And they responded to another emergency on call for a water main break emergency for a total of 1.5 hours. The upcoming leaf season is slowly upon us, and that will begin October 30th until December 22nd. DPW will be vacuuming at curbside piles of leaves. It's not recommended to put it in bags because they will just have to rip open the bags and have the vacuum suck up the leaves. Leave them at the curb in piles and not or covered 32-gallon containers, especially covered, because once it rains and get wet, it wreaks havoc. Plastic bags will not be taken. Bi-weekly will be north side and south side leaf collections alternate by week. With the north side beginning on the week of October 30th and the south side beginning the week of November 6th. Avoid blocking traffic, storm drains, and hydrants, handicap parking, painted street markings. Do not include any branches, shrubs, grass, pumpkins, or other foreign matter with the leaves, or that will damage the vacuum that's being used. Leaves containing foreign matter will not be picked up, and also be reminded that Michigan Avenue and Boulevard are considered county, and the county will pick up the leaves there. The street sweeper is ongoing. If anyone needs to know what day of the week the street sweeper will be on their block, please call the DPW, and they will let you know when they will be on your block to have a street sweeper, so you can have your car parked in the driveway out of the way of the street sweeper. Recycling, please remind residents that the DPW facility is collecting residential e-waste, scrap metal, and motor oil. While formerly single stream, they now switch to dual stream. So they have separated containers for plastics and cans, and another container for cardboard. So you can bring to the DPWR first Saturday of the month, 7 a.m. to 2:30. But it is highly recommended not to throw any waste, any regular garbage in any of these recycling, because then the town is fined, and that has happened recently. Trees, they're continuing to be looked at and pruned. Superintendent's making time each week to tour and check every tree that hasn't been reported and logged in for work request in 2023. Need to be reminded that emergencies take priority for these trees, and healthy trees may be trimmed where necessary, but will not be removed by the borough. Residents have an option to remove borough trees on their property at their own expense by submitting a tree waiver form, and we will then review the application. The superintendent recently just picked up a cherry picker tree, which will allow them to use that to extend how many feet to?
Yeah, it has a 56-foot reach. Has some mechanical issues that we have to evaluate first. But we may not be able to use it for a year, because the program says that we have to keep it for a year before we're allowed to register it. And that's how we get it for free.
What kind of uses will you use that cherry picker?
We will be using it to hang any holiday decorations on the borough, maintaining the flags up and down the boulevard, maintaining the hometown hero banners, and the gutter systems, especially here on town hall, since it's 2 stories, tree work that we can reach within 60 feet, because after that, liability-wise, we're better off hiring contractors. We get it done safer and faster and easier, because the guys are trained to do it.
Excellent. Another thing that I keep harping on is to yield to the sanitation workers on the trucks. It's very dangerous to drive past them swiftly if they're doing their job and don't see you driving past them. It's just very reckless, and please yield to the sanitation workers. On the topic of leaves, will we be sending out some sort of reverse 911 or some sort of to the residents and letting them know which week, the north side, or a flyer or something like that?
Yeah, we're posting on our website the flyers. I think we're going to try and put it on a television station and everything like that. And we'll do a reverse on one. I'll talk to Lisa when she gets back and get that all set up.
Good. Excellent. And then there was a topic just recently brought up about the lighting, which you'll take a look at tomorrow morning.
We're going to come in at 5:30 and get up there and take a look and see what I can do while they're still up, because that's the best time to do it.
And then there was an issue with the location of the recycling bins moved, so.
Just a few minutes ago, I was talking to Tony. We're coming up with a plan. He's already surveyed our property. That was something that was in the works, planning a portion of our property, since it's so large, creating a natural recycling center, something that's fenced in to keep it contained, so this way everything is nice and clean, because clean recycling generates revenue for the town. So Giordano Recycling told us that if we keep the cardboard clean and dry, we actually get money back, we don't have to pay him. He pays us, running to him. And cleaning bottles and cans generates more recycled grant money. So having an actually dedicated area that's fenced off and controlled will allow that to happen. So we have better revenue for the town.
All right. I have nothing else, unless you have anything else for us?
That was it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Department of Public Safety, Councilman Lisi has a report.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I received a report from Police Chief Jesus. The month of October has been very busy for the police department. In the first half of the month alone, there have been half a dozen reports of shoplifting the police department has responded to at the Acme store. And I just, just to get on the sidetrack, just be careful when you're shopping, at these stores, at these grocery stores. And it reminded me that about a month ago, I was shopping with my mom, and while she was looking at the eggs, she left her pocketbook sitting on the shopping cart. Like anyone could just walk by, and just grab the whole thing. So, I mean, anywhere, but especially in our town, if you're at the Acme and you're shopping, just try to keep your pocketbook either on your shoulder. I don't know how to keep it, but either keep it on your shoulder or somewhere you can see it the whole time. So when you're looking at the eggs, make sure you don't have a cracked one. Maybe someone may just grab it and walk away. So
I
just grab the
have a
wallet.
suggestion, someone, they took a clip, like you would use on your keys, and they clipped the pocketbook onto the cart. So obviously you shouldn't leave it alone, but if that's just another level of security while it's in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Secondly, it's always keep an eye out. I mean, it's, Kenilworth, it's a great town, it's, everywhere I grew up. But, there's a lot of bad people out there who don't have a similar police that we grew up with. So always keep an eye out. Also, the police department had to respond to several situations of controlled dangerous substance arrests. There were also some car burglaries in town, numerous pursuits of stolen vehicles. And what happens is, either through the cameras in town or through radio notification, the police department is advised of a stolen vehicle in town, and that's when our police department goes to pursue these vehicles. And because our police department is so proactive, it prevents these individuals who are in the stolen cars from entering our homes or stealing more cars or some catalytic converters and what have you. So props to the police department to be proactive on that. And that leads me to the next situation, which some of you may have heard about. And that was a situation that took place on October 9th. The Kenilworth Police Department responded to a situation at North 21st Street at approximately 3 a.m. Where there was a report of a burglary after the fact. The resident reported that two actors had pried open her front door and taken her purse, which contained the key fob for her vehicle. The vehicle was subsequently stolen from her and located a short time later in Hillside. The Kenilworth Detective Bureau is currently pursuing several leads at this time, and the suspects have not yet been positively identified. Again, it's another situation where we just have to try to be proactive, but I mean, I don't know how you can prevent someone breaking into through your front window, a beagle or a dog, but
Is the window locked, do you know?
they said they pried open her front window. So maybe keep your porch light on, something that whatever you can do. I mean, if they're going to lock in your doors, obviously, turn, but not. They're going to probably open the window. So again, just be proactive and be on the lookout for something like that. And on a positive note, the Kenilworth Police Department is participating in the Arrive program. And that's a program where police officers and social workers work together in the county. And I'd like to thank and congratulate, we would like to thank and congratulate Patrolman Ray Fushino, who stepped up and took his training and will be part of that program. And his shift starts with the Arrive program tomorrow. And that's all.
Thank you. Planning and zoning.
Councilman Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll start with the planning board. Last week, we held our first meeting since, I think, before the summer. But it was a light meeting. We talked a little bit about returning some unused escrow for a few completed projects that had taken place. And our town planner did inform us he's got a couple applications under review, so we'll start seeing some real activity happen more towards the end of the year on the planning board. So a light update there. In regard to the building department, we're still running very healthy for the year, showing really great activity in the zoning and the permitting requests. I'll sort of scope this for you. We saw a record month in September for building permit fees, so we probably expect some activity to happen. But when I say a record number, the total fees brought in for September were about 24-25% of the prior 9 months. So it made up about a quarter of the year in just 1 month of activity. So that's pretty impressive. But again, we should probably be expecting a few projects to be visible now in town. So in regard to complaints that department also monitors, we saw 10 code enforcement complaints in September and 2 zoning, all being handled or handled accordingly. And one of the zoning complaints did lead to a notice of violation being issued, so we'll be following up on that for the next meeting. So that's all for me, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Recreation and Fire, Councilman Prince is excused. Health, Education, and Human Services, Councilman Scurries.
Thank you, Mayor. Start off with Board of Education. They got their New Jersey State SLA scores, so we're about even with state, maybe a little lower depending on the grade level and state average. But to increase scores, they're starting a new science curriculum. This year, Harding is exploring 2 new math programs to try to improve their scores that way. They're investing in more professional development for staff to improve teaching practices. The thing is that this NJSLA are very higher order questions, very complicated, very wordy, like word problems, the way they propose it. So the questions are asked much differently than has been traditionally taught. You can't see the test. Educators not only even allowed to look at it, they can be in serious trouble if they do. All scrap papers collected and shredded from the students. So, I mean, you can look at an older test and kind of get an idea. So, to address these higher order tests, they are trying to invest heavily to address the challenge. Let's see. Only 1 HIB complaint for the month of September, something in Bradley, something on social media. Some parents did complain about anti-bullying. Supposed to be an anti-bullying campaign, but they complained it was more dancing than really anti-bullying. So there was a few parents that complained about that. The board said they would vet that more thoroughly. I brought up myself if they would reconsider possibly the turf field, as the NFL's Players Association is advocating the elimination of the turf field because of the increased injury, particularly with joints and soft tissues. Also, there's environmental hazards because of the tire crumbs that they use. Just something maybe to reevaluate. The superintendent said he would put something together and I guess share with us. Paul, did you do anything yet? Did you know?
I understand that it's going to go down. They're not going to change.
Yeah, they can do it. But was there
They
anything?
say that the rest of the teams in every town all have extra turf. And then they come to ours, and I don't know what the issue is, but they want to be consistent with all the others, comparing themselves to Westfield and
I think
Branford
we
and
have
such.
that Paul comment. Can you tell me, give that, what you just said in the public portion of the...
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mrs. Scurries, did they talk about any kind of safety protocols that they were going to put in place? And about the other towns, I mean, I drove through Scotch Plains, they've got a vote, I think, that they were trying to have it taken off. And I understand in Westfield, a lot of the residents showed up to the board meeting to insist it not happen. So I don't know, I mean, I guess this is conflicting with the fact that other towns come here and they're on grass. But what about the safety protocols? Because that does concern me as a parent of an athlete.
Again, I didn't get any direct answers that evening, but that's the superintendent said he would come up with something to assuage, concerns of the residents. So we'll wait and see what data they're looking at, or I guess the other side of the story that they're looking at. I presented it, like I said, I spoke before them and basically said what I just said tonight.
Thank you.
Just to make sure that everyone was aware of it, because I wasn't really as aware of it, because I haven't thought much about it until you, obviously, it's coming up, and then you start thinking about it, do a little research, and talk to people. So hopefully you'll have something to come out and let this wait and see what he has to say. Let's see, that's for school board. As far as the seniors, I can't open up the schedule on my phone for some reason, the email won't open. Still, one positive thing is there's no more COVID disclaimer form required for seniors. Anyone coming in, you used to have to fill out a COVID form, but since COVID's pretty much, it's really very low reported cases or anything. Hospitalizations are down, they don't feel the need anymore. That's coming from the county. It wasn't a decision made by anyone in the county. It came from the head of our county flu program, so that's positive news. And let's see, move on to support the libraries then. Our favorite part of the library, I'd like to share the events coming up the rest of October. Children's program, as a reminder, you got to register for that because there's limited spaces available. Thursday the 19th, Halloween event, 4 to adults, 7 to 8 p.m. Friday the 20th, Halloween craft, ages 4 to 9, 3:30 p.m. Monday, October 23rd and 30th, bingo held for ages 3 and up, 6:30. Tuesday, October 24th, PJ Storytime, 3 and up. Wednesday, October 25th, Boogie Woogie from 4 to 10:30 a.m. Thursday, the 26th, and November 2nd, Lego will be held at 3:30 to 4:30, ages 4 to 12. Friday, November 3rd, Veterans Day craft, 3:30 for ages 4 to 9. Adult programming, Thursday the 24th, Paper Pals, 6 to 7:45. October 26th, Yarnies, at night, 6 to 7:45. Monday the 30th, Spin the Yarn, for adults, 5 to 7:45. And November 2nd, Yarnies again, 2 to 4. Well, program and information can be found on the website and Facebook page. And any questions, call the library at 908-276-2451. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Councilman. Is there a motion to accept and approve committee reports?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next for council consideration is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
The consent agenda consists of resolutions 2023-235 through 2023-242. These resolutions will be approved by one motion. All items will be recorded individually in full in the minutes. Councilman Finestrelle.
Yes.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi.
Yes.
Councilman Scurisi.
Yes.
We have one ordinance for reintroduction. This ordinance is being reintroduced because there was an issue with the notice. Ordinance number 2023-23, ordinance amending and supplementing the municipal code of the Borough of Kenilworth to add a new chapter 214, body park establishments.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2023-23 for introduction?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Finestrelle.
Yes.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi.
Yes.
Councilman Scurisi.
Yes.
Be it hereby resolved that ordinance 2023-23 heretofore introduced is now passed on first reading and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on December 6, 2023 at 6 o'clock p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the Borough Council, and that at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and that of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Is there a motion to open the floor for the public?
Motion.
All
Second.
in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say for the good and well-being of Kenilworth? Please come forward and state your name and address. Okay, seeing no one, is there a motion to close the floor for public discussion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone about Carve Out Kenilworth on Sunday at the VFW. Does anyone have anything else to say?
Yeah, I forgot all about successful vote pickup. I am hearing complaints, did you read?
So that's great.
Awesome.
Then we got done earlier
Good
than
job.
expected. We only spent 3 days on each side.
Excellent. Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everyone.